Hello again. So we are going to be continuing with the fractions of an amount worksheets that we had from before. So if you had printed them off, then you can write on that, or you can just use the screen as we go through it. The very last question I will leave up on the screen at the very end. I would like you to have a go at that question 22 and upload your attempt of that to me so I can give you some feedback on that before next time, which will be Monday's lesson now, won't it? So if you could do that today, that'd be great. Then sometime over Friday I'll have a look and give you some feedback on it, and then we can go through it at the beginning of the next lesson. But before we do that, I've got a nice little Battleship starter for us all. I can't remember if we've done one of these before. I've certainly done them with one or two groups, or there's a little bit more information I need to show you. So for the thing of Battleships, you've got this grid that you might want to copy down or even print out if you wanted to. And the rules are, the numbers here mean how many bits of boat are in each column. So one square in this column is including a bit of boat. There are no bits of boat in here at all. There are 5 bits of boat in there. And the boats that are there are shown down here. So they've put this one on for us, so I can cross that one out, and I know that there's only 3 more of those small boats left. Then these ones, probably call them submarines, maybe call these ones cruisers. There's 3 of these. Now this might be half of one of those, I don't know. Or it might be one end of one of these 3, the battleships and destroyers. But the rules that it says up here is that every boat is totally surrounded by water. And why this is a particularly good puzzle for practicing problem solving is it really shows the benefit of just going with what you know so far and always be able to work something out. So every boat is surrounded by water, including on the diagonal. So I'm going to put crosses all round that boat. And somehow these other boats are all going to fit in the grid, and we can tell exactly where they are. So what else could I cross out? Well, I could, for this boat here, I know there's going to be nothing in front of it. I know there's going to be at least one bit there. So that means that these bits can't have a boat in, but I don't know beyond that. It might just be a 2 and it might be a bit longer, so I can just do that so far. What else can I do? Well, this is a 0, so there's no bits of boat in the whole of this column. And there's no bits of boat in the whole of this column, so I'm going to keep doing that. And when I get to the point that I've put all of those in, I notice something interesting here, that there's no bit of boat there at all. So this must be one of our little cruisers. So I can cross that one out and put that triangle in there. Next up, I can deal with the ones. I know there's only one bit of boat in this row here, so I'm going to block those out. And I also know that there's exactly 2 bits of boat in this column here. And just the 1 bit of boat in this row across there. Now we've got that far, I'm going to have to think a bit differently. I'm going to start thinking about this boat here because it's the big one. And so there's a few places which can take more than 4 or more. They've all got, there's none with 4 in, but there's a few with 5. However, so it could be lying there. And it could be lying there, and I suppose it could be lying there, but it can't be lying here or here because that's only a 1. So I've got that to think about first of all. And I think the key here is I've got 5 are going to be in this column, which means what I know is all 5 of those are filled up with boat. Well, if all 5 are filled up with boat, the long boat must go in there, and then we must have something here. Now I don't yet know whether it's one on its side, a twoer or a oneer. and I'm going to have to wait on that a tiny bit, I think. I can though, looking across, there's already now one bit of boat in there, so I can put crosses across there. And now what I do know is there are only 2 columns that the 3 boats can go in. There's nowhere the 3 boats can go across, so they've got to be vertical. They can't be in these 2 columns, so they've got to be in these 2, and there's only 2 spaces for them. So I'm going to put those boats in next. The let's call them destroyers and say the big one was a battleship. I'm never sure which one's bigger than the other. You can write in and tell me if you like. Who knows? Now I find that I've already got 3 in the top 2 rows, so we can't have anything there. And we're meant to have 5 in this row, so that must be a cruiser. No, or is it a submarine? We get calling the cruisers the circles, weren't we? So there's a cruiser gone there. Now we've only got 2 places. Our remaining cruiser can go there or there, but because we need to fit 2 more in there and in here somewhere, that's not going to work out with that, I don't think. So I'm going to go for it and put that one down there. If that's down there, these must all be crosses. That must be a cross as well, and to make 5 they must both be little ones. Can't remember cruiser or submarine now, I've totally lost it on that. And that means that what have we got left? We've just got, we've had that one filled, so none of those. We've got our ones in there. We've just got that one to place, so that one must be in there, and we have solved it. So I hope that helps you think through how we can, just one stage at a time, look for something that we can do. But we're only putting in things when we know that those things are true. But most of them are negative things, just knowing, well, I know it's not there. Question 15 is asking, work out the difference between 3/8 of 32 and 2/5 of 40. So pause the video and see if you can have a go at working out these 2 things. So 3/8 of 32. We're going to have 32. That's got to be divided into 8. We can do that by halving and halving again, like that. So 32 divided by 8. Well, that's 4, so we're going to need 8 4s if we cut 32 into 8ths, and we want 3 of them, so that gives us 3 times 4, which is 12. Then we need to work out 2/5 of 40, so draw a bar for 40, but this time splitting it into 5, and divide 40 by 5, it's 8 5s make 40, so 8, 8, 8, 8 and 8, and we want 2 of them, so that's 2 times 8, which is 16. So the difference between them, well, 16 take 12 equals 4. So the difference means take one from the other and see what you've got left over, or count up from one to the other, gives you the same idea. Right, have a little look at question 16. So they want the difference between 20% of 90 and 3/4 of 49. Well, 3/7 of 49. Well, let's start off by doing 3/7 of 49, because that's similar to what we've been doing. So 49 is there, splitting it into 7. I'm just going to, right, so there's 7 parts. 49 divided by 7 was 7 7s of 49. And we want 3 of them. 3 7s are 21. And then we need to work out what 20% of 90 is. Well, if 100% is 90, I think we all know that to find 10% you divide by 10, so that gives you 9. 20% is double 9, so it's going to be 2 times 9, which is 18. So we've got 18 and 21, the difference between them, 21 take 18 equals 3. Now 17 is a bit of more of a sort of what they call a real life problem. So have a think about it. It's all the same idea though. So pause the video, give it a go. So start by drawing a bar. We've got 924 people in the theatre, so that's everyone. Some of them are going to be adults and some of them are going to be children, aren't they? Now it's saying 383 are men. Well, that's about a third or so. So I'm going to put there 383 men. And 356 are women. So let's put those in there. 356 women. And then of the children, 2/5 are boys. So these here are going to be children. So how many children are there, first of all, before we can work out what 2/5 are? We add these together, we'll get all of the adults, won't we? So 383, add 3, 5, 6. 6 add 3 is 9, 5 add 8 is 13, carry the 10, 3, 6, 7. So 739 adults. So then I need to do 924 take 739. I could use a number line and got to get to 924. So it'd be 1 just to get to 740. Then to get to 800 will be 60. To get to 900 will be 100, and to get to 924 will be another 24. So I'm going to add together those numbers: 100, 60, 24 and 1. 4 add 1 is 5, 6 add 2 is 8. We've got 185. So that's how many children we've got. Then those children need to be divided into fifths. We've got, where are they, 185 of them. Split this into 5. And we're looking for 2/5 of them. Well, if we split it into 5, we need to divide by 5. 185 divided by 5. 5 goes into 18 3 times, with 3 left over, and 7 times into 35. So it would be 37 in each fifth. Don't really need to write them in every one. I just know that I need 2 times 37, which is 37 add 37, which is 14, 6 add 6, 6 add 7, 74. So 74 girls. Although, hang on, before I go on, have I got it? That's how many boys, isn't it? And it's asking how many girls. There aren't 74 girls, there are 74 boys. So the girls will be 3 37s. Well, we've already got 2 37s. There's going to be another fifth making up the girls. So add 7 to 4 is 11. 7 add 3 is 10, add 1 is 11. So it's actually 111 girls. Just saw my mistake in time. Right, moving on to question 18. The normal price of a computer game is £40. The price is reduced by 1/5 in the sale. Work out the price of the game in the sale. Pause the video, give it a go. So, your £40 is going to be divided into fifths. So 40 divided by 5 is 8. So we've got 8 in each one. So the cost is going to be all of that, and we're just getting rid of that. So it's either 4 times 8 or 40, take away that 8. Either way, you get 32. So it's £32 you're going to pay because it's 1/5 less than it was in the first place. Here's a bigger question now, question 19. But remember, do all the same things, take it one little step at a time. 1100 students at a school, 540 are girls, the rest of them are boys. 1/10 of the girls are left-handed, 1/8 of the boys are left-handed. Work out the number of left-handed students in the school. So take your time, start by drawing a bar. Off you go, pause the video. Right, so we've got 1100 all together. If 540 are girls, the number of boys is going to be, well, what do you take away 540? Or you could count up from 540 to 1100, couldn't we? That's what we've been doing, so let's do that. What's the important bits? So 600 and 1000, I reckon. So we go 60 up to 600, we go 400 from 600 to 1000, we go another 100 there. So 400 plus 100 is 500 plus 60, we've got 560 boys. So we want 1/10 of the 540, and we can get 1/10 by just dividing by 10. So that gives us 54 girls, and then the boys, 560, 1/8 will be dividing by 8. If you drew a bar for this as well, then that's brilliant. 8 goes 7 times into 56, so it's 70 boys. Add together the left-handed girls to the left-handed boys, and you get 124. Question 20. Harry's got 50 sweets. He gives 2/5 of the sweets to Sandra. He gives 3/10 of the sweets to Jamie. He keeps the rest for himself. I'd recommend maybe drawing one bar for when he does it with Sandra, one with Jamie. It's up to you. Pause the video, give it a go. Right, so I've got 50 sweets. And although actually one thing we could do is just do it into, because I noticed that 2/5, what's 2/5 in tenths? If you're doubling the number on the bottom, that's making them all half the size, and you have to double the number on the top. That's the same as saying 4/10. So if we divide our 50 into 10 equal bits, like something like that, then 50 divided by 10 is 5. Each tenth is 5 sweets. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So Sandra gets 2/5, doesn't she? That's Sandra's. So Harry doesn't get to keep those. 3/5, not 2/10. You fool, 4/10. Right, sorry. Sandra gets to keep 4/10. So that's all of those. Jamie gets to keep 3/10, which is those 3. So Harry doesn't get to keep those either. Harry gets to keep those, which is also 3/10, but in each tenth we've got 5 already written to us. So it's 5 times 3, which is 15 sweets. Now I reckon we've done a pretty good job of getting through all of those. We're not going to worry about question 21 because we've sort of run out of time. Here's question 22. Either pause it and have a go at it just there, or on a printed out sheet, it's up to you. Take your time, draw a bar or more than one bar if it helps, and upload your attempts at that to me, please. Okay, thank you very much. Have a lovely day and see you next time.